Good morning, Market Day Report. Welcome to a Monday. We've got a big week of trading this week, and we'll dig into that in just a moment. A couple of interesting notes here. U.S. 10-year Treasury yields now at 2.5-month lows. We'll try to work that into the conversation in a moment with Tommy Grisafi. First off, let's start with how the markets are trading this morning. We'll start with the corn market, down 3 1/4 on the front month at $4.88 a bushel, and new crop 473 1/2. It's a penny and a half lower. Over to soybeans, and the March contract penny higher, 10.40 1/2, and the May 10.59. That's a penny 3/4 higher. Quickly through soy meal and soy oil. Soy meal contracts have been lower year over year, month over month. We saw a 2% gain last week, but has been in the red. Now, this is a market, soy oil, that's been higher not only week over week, month over month, but year to date is up over 16%. We opened, though, in the red. Now to new crop contracts for wheat, July at 607. That's 10 1/4 lower. For hard red, it's off 10 1/2 at 623 1/4, and the December spring wheat contract 677 1/4, down 6 3/4 finally to the cotton market, and December 69.60 up 45. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading. Tommy, as we start the week, what will you be watching?
You know, I can't help but reflect and think that today is the 3rd anniversary of Russia invading Ukraine. What that did to the grain markets, it created an explosion. It created a lot of uncomfortableness for so many people. I mean, it could be lives lost, how food travels around the world. In the past, 3 years ago, we were just, if someone needed something, they ordered it and it showed up, kind of like ordering Amazon down there in Nashville. You just click and it's there a few hours later. But people got too comfortable in the world just thinking, I can go to Ukraine for food, I can go to Brazil, I can go to this country for sunflower oil. So it changed how we manage risk 3 years ago, and that's almost 1,100 days ago. Now, as you see the markets, wheat all had 6s in front of it a few days ago. We're calming down from that. It's been a good run. That's what I could say. It's warm out. Something changes when it goes from minus 30 in North Dakota to 45, and you have an 80, 90 degree temperature swing. All of a sudden, you're getting the planter out because you can feel your fingers, and you realize we are going to plant a crop in 2025. Crop insurance, you can figure it's pretty much established. We are in the month of February. You can take that corn average around that 470 level and book it. You can call your crop insurance agent and start talking about it and buy in 70, 75, 80, 85% crop insurance. We can start managing risk through options. Many people have started. If you haven't started, I strongly suggest get corn under control. Corn is the one market that is still showing a profit or break even for some. Everyone has a different break even and cost production. That's your problem, the American farmer, not my problem. But soybeans do not look good on paper, Tony. Back to you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. That corn market positive week over week, month over month, and year to date up 9%. Let's quickly jump over to the equities. We had a major sell-off on Friday, and as we start the morning with the Dow futures moving a little higher, NASDAQ, the mini futures are higher, and the S&P has been higher as well. Thoughts on that?
Well, they were a lot higher on my first cup of coffee. We're on our 4th cup of coffee. Dow Jones was up 350. It's only up 50. Friday scared people because not only did we go down Friday in the equity market, we went down Thursday. We're having back-to-back down equity markets. Let's flash to what you said in your intro. 10-year yields at the lowest rate in 2 months. We're having a little flight to quality in the bond market. Interest rates are coming down as people realize, hey, yes, they're doing a lot of things. They're laying off a lot of government employees. For every one government employee who's laid off, it usually affects 3 other people in America. Back to you, my friend.
All right. Hang on, Tommy. We'll talk livestock futures next. Market Day Report continues in a moment. All right, cash cattle trade this past week, 199 in the south, 200 in the north, and then dressed at 315. That's what, $3 to $4 lower on cash in the north and south, and then I have us $5 lower on the dressed. All right, so let's work from cash cattle to the live cattle market. And how are we trading this morning? Well, if we're talking 199 for cash and we're looking at a February contract, which expires on Friday at 198, we're pretty close. 25 higher as we open the trade. April, the most active at 194.72. It's up 77. Then over to the feeder market, the March contract at 269.30. That's a $1.35 higher. All contracts are higher. And what about the hog market? You know, we've talked a lot about how hogs have really been on fire for nearly the last year. But that does come on the heels of some of the toughest times for hog markets as well. So interesting to put that into perspective. Dime lower on the June, but still holding on to that 100 handle. April and May higher. Tommy Grisafi, Nesvick Trading. Tommy, as we come back in, what will you watch for proteins this week?
Well, I heard my good friend, I was listening to the XM version of this with Scott and my good friend Tom Leffler out there, and he said, "Show me the cheap protein." It used to be, you know what, if you need affordable, healthy protein, go buy eggs. That's not it. Where are the affordable proteins? I went to Costco yesterday, absolute madhouse. I bought some prime rib, some lamb chops. It's all expensive. There is nothing on sale. I mean, I guess you can go buy a pork roast and that'll feel on sale. But as you know, nobody likes to celebrate with "we're going out for a salad." So big special days, you're having meats, and just day to day, there's this big push to get healthier and eat more protein. That costs money. And as you talked about on the first segment, with the stock market coming down, people are very stretched in credit. Interest rates have went up. Insurance has went up. Do we have the money as the American consumer to buy high quality foods? I keep talking about it, but you're going to see it talked about a lot more. The government has stopped giving away food cards to anyone who can cross the border and breathe. They're asking people to leave the hotels in New York. It's going to affect the food chain and the supply and demand. I'm hearing for the first time in a long time, beef is starting to back up in the cooler case. Back to you, my friend.
All right, I'm also looking over at our precious metal prices. Near record highs for gold as we move into higher territory this morning. And then the silver market has been a pretty good performer year to date, up 12.3%. Thoughts on the precious metals?
Well, there's a lot of joking on the internet saying that they're taking bricks and that you can't buy gold spray paint anywhere, because we're really wondering, is the gold in Fort Knox? Like, is there really gold? In Manhattan, under the World Trade Centers that had that tragedy, there was a lot of gold under those buildings. Where's the gold? People actually want to have the physical gold in their hand. Unlike crypto, you can't touch it, but gold you can touch. People say, "Hey, I own gold. I want to touch it. I want to see it." Where is the gold? Stay tuned. It could be drama, or it just could be a rumor. Is the gold really there? That's the question. You might be old enough to remember when we had a gold reserve, but I don't want to push it.
Great point there. By the way, biggest buyer of gold remains the central banks. Tommy Grisafi with Nesvick Trading here on a Monday.